Okay, let's get this started. As others trickle in. But yeah, so welcome everybody. So happy to co-create this with my other co-host Prince and 4X Coin. I'm sorry I don't I don't think I ever got your real name, but I'm going by your Twitter name. So 4X Coin. But maybe introduce yourself when I pass it to you. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for being here. We are the Metis ambassadors. And yeah, I think it's this is our first space that we're having to come together. And like I said, I co-created this with with Aman, who's biz dev with Metis, and also Prince and Forex Coin, who are the co-hosts. And we wanted to do this so we can bring together the ambassadors and um, just get to know each other and build a strong community of not just ambassadors, but also just general users and community members of the Metis ecosystem as it develops into a decentralized um, network. And so, Metis is currently under progressive decentralization. And to me, the key aspect of decentralization is community. And I think that's what we're here to try to build and to push this. This is a brand new um, industry. 2021 brought a lot of innovation into the crypto world, and we saw things like DAOs and NFTs emerge, which have been around longer than just since 2021, but they really just hit the general consciousness and the mainstream narrative for a minute. And now with the market struggling, it's the time to build. And so I think that's what we're here is to build community with each other. And the ambassadors, I think we have uh, a duty in a good way, a good duty to build with each other, build community with each other, and bring in our own local and national communities into this ecosystem. Um, and so I'll just do a quick introduction for those who are on. I'll do a quick introduction of what Metis is, and then myself, and then I'll pass it to my co-hosts to introduce themselves, and then we'll open up the conversation to anybody and just kind of have an open and free space to discuss anything regarding Metis or Web3. Um, so, Metis is a layer two that's built on top of Ethereum. And its main mission is to onboard Web2 users and builders into Web3. Uh, Metis, what Metis does is executes transactions while still relying on and benefiting from Ethereum's decentralized security. And Metis happens to be, and not just happens to be, was built as the cheapest and fastest layer two network on Ethereum and probably all of crypto, as far as I'm aware of. I've never encountered uh, a blockchain or a network that's as fast and cheap as Metis. Um, and other things that are being built on top of Metis, it's striving to be more than just a transaction or execution layer on top of Ethereum. It's also building to be the home of Web3 and decentralized autonomous companies. And so to build this Web3 of the future and of the now, it's building an on-chain reputation power system called Matrix for trustless collaborations and for also individuals and contributors to build their own value that they can take into other protocols and reputation that they can take in other protocols so they can enter collaborations and remaining private without having to identify your own personal identity, but just knowing that people can trust you because of your credentials and your past work and the value you've built around yourself. And then developing on-chain tools and infrastructure for decentralized autonomous companies, like task management and private automated payroll, things like that to make a business run on the daily and automated. And then integrating seamless no code integration for developers and anybody to come on and just start their own DAC with the click of a button, or to create their own project with just the click of a button, basically. And so this is how the Metis plans to onboard more users and builders into the Web3 crypto world. And then I'm just introducing myself. I'm Anthony. Um, and I'm currently a Metis ambassador and also a community manager for Polaris, which is a NFT as a service project building on top of Metis, that has its own automated minting engine, a launch pad, and a marketplace that will be uh, launching this month, and also a token called Polar that will be launching this month very soon. And so I'm very heavily involved and deep within the Metis ecosystem and really believe in the vision and what's being built, um, and the progressive decentralization of the tech and the organizational management. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm so motivated to really help build this out and be the go-to chain for all of Web3 interactions and transactions and community and organization. And so with that, I'll pass it. I think I've talked too much, and I'll pass it to Prince to introduce yourself and share anything, and then you could pass it to our other co-host after.
Hello, everyone. My name is Prince. I'm a Metis ambassador for representing Nigeria and also the ambassadors. Thank you very much, Anthony, for that. I don't know. I think you've virtually said everything there is to say about Metis, but of course, there are always other things to say. So, quick one. First off, before I continue, I would like to recognize the presence of every other Metis ambassador here, and also I see on the listeners list, I see an OG from the African crypto space. This is me shouting out to Zeus the Great. He's here. He's an OG on the African space. He might not know me, but then I know him. He does a lot of stuff in the DeFi and crypto space. So Zeus, this is me shouting out to you. All right. So going back to the Metis stuff. So I like Anthony already said, Metis is basically we're onboarding Web 2 into Web 3. I mean, Ethereum, we're building and then we're building on Ethereum blockchain. I don't know if you check, Metis actually offers a lot of stuff. Metis is an optimistic roll up building. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a call there. So Metis is it's an optimistic roll up for Ethereum in layer two that offers low gas fees, uses the security of Ethereum and also other stuff like that. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of having a break right now. I think I'm just going to pass to Forest and let him handle it. I'll be back.
Awesome, thank you, man. Great intro, and yeah, when you get better, come back on. And I see Forex Coin joining. Go ahead. You there? Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Yes. Are you? Is this my turn,
Yeah.
Anthony?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Anthony and Prince. I think you have introduced Metis in the best way possible. It is actually the one of the best and leading layer two solutions on for Ethereum, and I believe that we're gonna go miles in the future. Uh, First of all, I would like to introduce myself before I move forward. My name is Ali Anthony for you, just to you take notes. I'm Ali and I'm Metis ambassador and community manager for Pakistan. And what actually brought me to Web3 was because basically that I have been a media and PR professional for over 10 years. And I work with the corporate sector. I work with multinational companies as well as international NGOs. But by 2021, I thought I actually burnt myself completely and I wanted a way out. As far as crypto background is concerned, I've seen two bull cycles and I've made some decent money. So I completely but decided, first of all, I decided myself to completely go into the Web3 and, full time go into Web3 with a full time position. So that is what we basically when I saw Metis and as you guys have already talked about Metis and introduced itself pretty well. I want to share since we have community manager our people from community as well. The first criteria and the most important criteria for me in the last 5 years has been to look for the founders, look for, whenever I want to invest in a project, I always look for the founders. And for me, Metis team has shown great results. Similarly, when the mother of Vitalik Butrin is part of the team, I would say this is like a dream come true for any team. So that is how I basically decided to join Metis, and I am grateful to the Metis team. They have welcomed me so well. I've just been here for the last 1 month, but I think I've learned a lot from people like Anthony and people like Yaroslav, and especially Aman, who has been always there, and he's taught me so well. Whenever I talk to Aman, I feel like I my lack of knowledge, but I understand that, and I really enjoy talking to him. Like, since he's like a mentor to me. So. Um, One thing I also want to add here is, this in this space we also want to talk about how we can, as ambassadors, take Metis ecosystem to the next level. And since most of you are ambassadors, we all know the beer market has just started, and it is difficult to, new people would be hard to come here, and there will be no mostly there it would be old people who have already been part of the crypto ecosystem. So I was actually reading a book recently. The book name was, I would say, uh, a million miles in 1,000 years, and it gave me a great idea about the Metis ecosystem as well, because it said that it was mentioned in the book that if you want to unite a family, you need to give them a common goal or a common mission, and I believe this applies to the Metis ecosystem. So basically, on one hand, we need to retain our audience, we need to retain our people, and on the other hand, we need to keep building on it. And for the builder part, I would say we already have the Metis Marathon. That is a huge initiative for new dApps to join Metis, and it is actually a 26th week initiative that has already started with some great protocols joining Metis. For example, Sushi Swap was the first one, and this will continue. And I believe Metis is doing a great job as far as its roadmap is concerned. We are exactly on par with our roadmap, and we'll continue to do that. On the other hand, as far as the community is concerned, I have a suggestion to make to all the ambassadors, which is that we need to have a common goal, we need to have a common mission. And how do we do that? We need to unite our communities. We are all, active in our communities. Our ambassadors are doing such a great job. This is my first job, but it is hard to. I've never seen such a great team. I was. I'm just taking a bit long, but I want to share my complete thoughts. For example, I wanted to attend an event. There was a blockchain event in my country, and I talked to Irina just 48 hours back, and she was so happy to help me out. We did the merge thing. We booked the flight tickets in time, and I got there. And I was so grateful to Irina. So this is basically one of the things we can do. So as far as the community, having all our ambassadors working towards a single goal, I suggest that if we can have a single mission. For example, crypto has been used in a great way to generate funds for good causes. If we can unite our communities to, raise funds for war hit areas, for example, Ukraine is a good example. Similarly, Asia has recently been hit with floods. If we can, invite our community and engage them to raise funds, the value of funds, the amount of funds do not matter. I believe even if it is small amount of money, we can give our community a purpose to stay with us, and this is how we can actually retain our community. So that's all for now, and I would like to ask Anthony to take charge, and we can continue our discussion forward.
For sure. Thank you, Ali. That was a beautiful introduction and breakdown of all your thoughts and how you feel about, the Metis Eco and what brings you into the Metis Eco. And I think that's what we want to just open up the space for, is for folks, especially ambassadors who are on the space right now, to share, like, just build off of whatever we've just said. What brings you to Metis? What are you doing on Metis? Do you have any projects you want to share? And then also right now, like Ali mentioned, we're doing the Metis Marathon, which we're onboarding projects into the network and incentivizing people to on board into these projects, and we've seen it with sushi, and we've seen it with hummus, and there will be more. And as was said, it's a 26-week campaign, and it's to really jumpstart our ecosystem and really bring in build a bigger and stronger community. And I don't know if Prince, I know you're having some kind of struggle. I don't know if you finished all your thoughts. If you wanted to share anything, or maybe we could open it up and I think pass it around to other ambassadors. Okay, maybe there. Oh,
Um, can you hear me?
yeah.
All right, I think my network is a bit stable right now. I'm going to say first off, thank you to Antonia and thank you to Forex. You guys actually did a great job in introducing. I don't know, my network was a little bit unstable and I had noises around. I think basically you guys have said a lot, and I don't know. There's nothing I would add that you guys haven't said. I think I introduced myself earlier. My name is Met. I say Metis. My name is Prince. Yeah, I'm a Metis Global Ambassador representing Africa, Nigeria to be precise. I'm equally community manager. Though I'm not managing a project under Metis, but I'm still a strong believer of the Metis ecosystem. I mean, if you go through what Metis is building, you wouldn't see any reason why not to be part of the Metis ecosystem. I mean, Ethereum is great, right? But then you realize with layer two and what Metis is offering, there's actually a lot you could do. I mean, solving Ethereum's biggest problem, scalability, which is scalability, and then still retaining security and decentralization. I mean, that's really cool. And then not to mention of the gas fees. I mean, Ethereum is good, Ethereum is cool, but then gas fees still pursue a lot of people, a lot of investors, a lot of people away from the ecosystem. But then with um, layers like Metis and other layer twos, most especially Metis, I mean, you would appreciate the tech put being and the tech and the developments being put into um, to be able to create a system whereby you can onboard Web 2 into Web 3 while still using the backbone of Ethereum, but then offering a higher functionalities. So I think that's really great, and I'm really proud to be part of the Metis ecosystem. I look forward to what Metis is building and how we can move Metis forward. All right, so I think we shouldn't waste much time. You said a lot about Metis and all, so I think we should just move on to other things.
Awesome. Thank you, Prince. And yes, let's move it on to other ambassadors to share. And that's what the space is for, is not just for us three to keep talking, but to also open up the discussion to who feels comfortable to speak. And really quick before we do that, I know Twitter Space is relatively new. I think it's only like a year old. And every space I'm in, people still struggle to figure out how to use it. So if you look on the bottom, you'll see like a mic button. If you want to speak, you press that little like mic button, and it'll request to me, to us, the host, that you want to speak, and I could bring you on to speak. Then you see like you can put emojis to press hearts or wave or things like that. And so just feel free to, if you're not familiar with the Twitter space, just feel free to push the buttons and figure it out while you're on here, because I think a lot of us are still learning how to use all this stuff. But yeah, and when we began, I see Mita's Charter, who wanted to request it to speak. So I'll pass it to you to introduce yourself and just share anything that you wanted to share.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rondise, a one-time African best trader on KuCoin. I am the one behind the Metis Charter account, where I share insights and contents about Metis ecosystem. So earlier this year, I just decided maybe I should take time off making money and start contributing to communities, because I see that the Web3 space is getting bigger, and Metis is leading the way in that aspect. So I actually got involved with Metis from a project that I was invested in, a DAO project I was invested in. So they were launching on Metis. So I was fascinated by everything that was trying to build, how they are making and making it easier for developers to launch projects and being very, very supportive to whatever they are doing and making sure that they have whatever they need to make their project come to fruition. So it's been an exciting journey so far with Metis. Um, there's a lot to talk about Metis, and I believe that this space will be a very a rekindling um, discussion to learn more about Metis from each other. And also, I would like if you want to keep up with content in and data that is going on in on Metis, to follow me, and I'm going to follow you back as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and there's a lot that we're all contributing to the Metis ecosystem and the Web3 space. And as Metis chartered, just said himself, like, had fun time making money in this space, but also wanted to contribute. And I think what one of my favorite things about the Metis ecosystem is the reputation power system that's being built, and we can contribute and garner our own individual value that we can take outside of protocols and even eventually cross chain, and take it into all of the Web3 world, and people can see that the contributions we made and what we've done, and it's your on-chain pretty much resume, which I think is pretty cool and what excites me a lot. And yeah, and there's a couple other things that I'm also doing. I'm also helping some other Metesians build a node service project to help power and secure the Metis network as it expands and decentralizes its infrastructure and network capabilities and virtual machine. So that's something that I'm also working on with a few others, and then and also I'm want to start an educational decentralized autonomous company, that I invite everybody here to. If you want to contribute or help build this out, just DM me, and let's it's just an idea right now, but I'm really trying to turn this into something so we can onboard new users and builders into the Metis ecosystem and give like a onboarding process and educational system about Web3, but really centered on like Metis projects and products and things like that. Since everything in Web3 is contained within the Metis ecosystem, from, like I said, reputation to DACs to DeFi, NFTs, metaverse, gaming, everything's on here. So we can explain the entire Web3 world with the Metis projects themselves. And so that's something I want to build with the Metis community. Um, yeah, and I see a lot of polar bears on the chat. And like I said, it's another project I'm a part of, the Polaris. And polar bears were NFT rewards that were dropped for members who bought the Genesis NFT for Polaris. Um, so yeah, I invite others to speak. If you want to share anything about anything or any thoughts about the Metis Marathon or anything else, please request to speak if you feel the urge to do so. Um, and right now, we do not have any requests for other speakers, so I'll open it up to my other co-hosts and speakers on this chat if there's anything they want to say, or I can pose a question for us to maybe chat. And I don't want us to stay on too long. And we all have busy days, so maybe like another 10, 15 minutes max. And yeah, oh, I see. Do we have a request actually? Um, Let me accept you. Me to
All right, everyone. Thank you, Anthony, for that. Just like Anthony said, it's an open space, right? We might have named it Metis Ambassadors, but then, I mean, if you're part of the Metis ecosystem, I mean, we're all ambassadors, official or non-official. I mean, we're all trying to build the Metis ecosystem. So basically, he has said almost everything about it, and also what he's building. I mean, if you feel interested in that, building a decentralized autonomous company with him, I mean, we're all in this together. You can just send a DM and let's build Metis together. And also, we have, I think, let me recognize the presence of the official Metis account. I mean, it's not easy to have. And then we also have Aman with us here too. Great to have you guys on. And guys, the space is open not just for contributions, for questions, whatever. I mean, you're a builder, you want to build on Metis. The space is open to share your thoughts, share your questions, whatever your thought is, or you feel there are ways we can implement to build Metis. I mean, the space is open. Just request the mic and we'll send you. So not to keep it long, I think I'm just gonna pass the mic to the new guy on the speaker list, Metis Taibul. I don't know how to pronounce it, but please go on.
Yeah, you got it right the first time. Metis. Yeah,
All right, sure.
yeah, it's awesome Twitter Spaces. As you guys know, I push the mini Metis project. They're gearing up for their release in a few weeks, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But just in general, I mean, the Metis ecosystem, like what more can be said? I mean, you see how they try to do these little things on these sites as far as taking us down, but I mean, once you get people to Metis, I mean, it's hard for them to leave. So I just think that upon this merge and a couple other things, that the best is yet to come. So yeah, man, that's all I roughly have to say though.
Man, thanks for joining. Good to hear from you. And I see another speaker coming up, 8578, the Metis Ninja. I see you connecting. So once you connect, go ahead and feel free to share. And real quick, I'll just say the Mini Metis project, I think, is one of the oldest projects on the network. So it's cool to have you here, and it's cool for you to be in the ecosystem for so long.
Appreciate that.
All right, sure. Thank you very much for that, Metis Taibul. 8578, are you with us? Please unmute your mic and speak. All right, I think he's having a bit of a network failure there. All right, so guys, the mic is still open, right? You have something to contribute, please request the mic and we'll give it to you. Anything you have to share, question, or you want to build on Metis, or whatever question you have about Metis, feel free to ask, request the mic, and we'll give it out to you. Forex Con, are you with us here? Forex Con.
Yes, I'm here, Prince. Thank you very much. I think a lot of good points have been mentioned here. Since this is our first Twitter space, a lot of ambassadors they did not know the agenda properly, I guess, and we one of the feedback I was about to write is that maybe we can share it earlier with, try to. I guess Anthony shared. It in the ambassador group, but I think we could have given everyone more time to work on it. However, since this is our first space, I think I should take the opportunity and I think we can, as if we ambassadors, if we work together, we can, there were some thoughts Anthony shared earlier where he mentioned that we can work together to build our local communities, and we can also use to promote the CEG projects that are coming up. There are every week new projects are being added to the CEG, and this is a great initiative, I would say. Then one thing I also want to add here is that if we can create content, if we can create content in collaboration with each other, that would be a great thing, because if we have to work towards a single mission, it would be great if we can, coordinate with each other, or maybe like we can like plan a global Metis day, and maybe I was thinking a bit out of the box. Maybe we can go for a we can celebrate Vitalik's birthday, or maybe we can celebrate uh, Alina's birthday, the founder of Metis. This is how we can actually keep it rolling. And this is the only way, since this is the beer market, and We this is these are some of the thoughts which Anthony shared originally. I'm just sharing it with you guys, that if we can, if you have any such thoughts, please feel free to share. If you have any ideas you would like to share, we would like to build on it, because it is eventually, in the end, it is you, all of you together, who are going to build the Matrix ecosystem. And I believe, I am actually part of Matrix, not just for yeah, earning some experience in the crypto. I believe it is going to be a huge project. Again, it is still a great project, but I think, price wise, about it is it will eventually explode by 2024, because we are exactly following our roadmap. We are building by Matters Marathon. The We are joining events. We are representing Metis wherever possible, and I think that's all from my side. Please, if anyone else who would like to take charge, or if any of you has any some sort of questions, please feel free to share so that we can answer. Thank you.
Yeah, I second that request for others who may want to join or ask any questions or anything. I heard Ali, you mentioned Elena's birthday. I'm unaware of when that is, but if you know it, just share and maybe we could do like a celebration or something. Like you said, think some great ideas. And
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
I think we can ask the team, the Metis team, for her birthday, and we can do that. I mean, these kind of events, this will actually keep the community intact, and the ambassadors intact as well. If we can, have some sort of event, or a meetup, physical face-to-face meetup once a year in Dubai or Thailand, I think that would be a great idea as well. I don't know how the team approves of it as far as finances are concerned, but still, to grow our community and to grow the confidence of our ambassadors, I think this can be done. So let's put it on our schedule and see how it goes.
Heck yeah, man! I think that was great ideas. And this is what this space is for. I love that.
All right, guys. While we're waiting for the things, I would like to chip in this. In case you're here, I mean, the Metis Marathon Community Campaign is ongoing. In case you want to participate, we're open to people contributing to the space, to the Metis ecosystem. I mean, whatever you can do to help grow the space. You can create content, you can participate in events, questions, build communities, and all. I mean, the Metis community campaign is open for you. And of course, at the end, there are going to be prizes to be won. I mean, and this is going on in line with the Metis Marathon Builder Incentive Program, too. So, in case you're here, you're a content creator, you can create good content. It's all in the purpose to educate the space, educate the ecosystem, and also build it. So you can participate in any of these things and also get to. And I mean, if you create good content, there's a good chance that you could be invited to the ambassador program too officially. Right. Anthony, you were saying something about throwing up questions. I mean, would love to hear it at this point.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks, Prince, for and I second that request for any questions that people may have about our ecosystem and the ambassadors program, or anything related to Metis, and not just Metis, even just Web3 in general. We want to talk about anything and everything related to Metis and Web3, and share ideas like you've all been hearing from my co-host, which I think are brilliant ideas, and this is the space to generate these ideas and make some of them actually real and happen. Um, but yeah, I think there was one thing I wanted to touch on that just slipped my mind, but I think for us ambassadors, this is our first space. We want to invite projects that are also on Metis to come and chill with us and talk with us and present their projects and um, share what they're building and any developments that are happening in their projects, and then anything we can do to support the projects that are building on Metis. Today, we wanted to mention about the Metis Marathon and just make people aware of that. And if there's any questions or suggestions about it, we wanted to throw that here, but not limited to the Metis Marathon. But we just wanted to throw that here today. But every week I think we may have like a different topic or thing or project to invite to jumpstart a conversation. But I think me, Prince, and Ali, we want this space to be open and not limited to maybe one topic or a very rigid agenda or anything like that. We want to use this space as a place just to connect and kick back and be like a lounge, like what do they call it, the water cooler at work, where you're just drinking water and talking and chatting. um, and yeah, um, and I saw the Metis account on here. I think it just hopped off, but it's been on for the meeting, which is pretty cool. And this is a space to continue to communicate with the core team as well. And see Aman is here, and thank him a lot for for helping to guide us as ambassadors, individually and as a team. And so it's been really fruitful, and I'm grateful for all the support that Aman has given to me as an individual and to all of us as a team. And oh, is somebody? Oh no, I thought I heard somebody. Yeah, and so uh, I don't want to keep us too long. Just lingering. If there's no other questions or urge to chat or speak about anything, we can give the day back to everybody. But I see Meets Charter. I think you want to speak. I seen your mic come off.
And not a lot of things to talk about again, but I think we will have to hear from Amam. He has been a very interesting person in the ambassador chat group. I would love to hear what he has to say to the ambassadors and the um, people on the space. Before that, I'm going to say this. If you're a content creator creating content about Metis, we are every week we grade we have a social metric that we share every week to measure the performance of social contributors on the Metis ecosystem. It's been something I've been doing for the past month, and we will continue doing it. And maybe in the future, we can integrate it with the RP matrix reputation system so that you can get rewarded for the content you are creating for the community. So over to the beloved Aman. I would love to hear what you have to tell us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right on, right on.
Please go ahead.
This is a great kickoff to our ambassadors open space. Thank you guys for hosting, Anthony, Prince, and for Coin over here. For Xcoin. I was gonna say, and thank you, Metis Charter, for contributing, and Thibault. I'd just like to say that my intention here is honestly just to keep things short. I think you guys covered a lot of bases, and I think you guys did a great job. The only things that I'd like to hear more from the ambassadors in these chats is like where they feel potential hangups in Web3. How do they navigate this bear market? What keeps you busy? What keeps you interested? Where do you find difficulty in potential gaps of learning about blockchain and whatnot? So that way we as a community come together and support one another. One shout out that I like, I'd love to give is our head of education, Ashley, is incredible Absolutely outstanding at producing videos and content for our team and making sure our community is educated and well versed. So if you guys ever have ideas and how we can potentially support you guys in that way, the team would really appreciate that. And I don't really have much else to say at this moment because I want to keep it short, but just thank you guys and look forward to more of these. And I'd like to give one big shout out to Wilson in the crowd. He's an incredible person who's living out in Brazil, very friendly with our team. Just wanted to give him a shout out and thank you guys for hosting.
Thanks, Aman.
Yes, thank you, Aman, and we appreciate you being here and all the support you've given. I've written down some of your questions, as prompts or guiding prompts for us every time we meet each week. Um, if to keep that in our minds, and as the network develops, these questions will always be relevant. So, yeah, definitely. And thank you for sharing. And um, if there's nothing else to share, I think we can close it out. I really appreciate.
What,
Oh
what,
no, wait.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
One last question.
Mhm.
There's something I need to know. I think Aman can be able to answer that question. I don't know if the police platform is going to include a no code that is a bootstrapping platform, right? I just checked the framework. There's something I saw here. It's called platform dev. I don't know if it includes no code infrastructure or it's just the. Maybe you can share more light on that as well. If of course, if it's appropriate to answer the question.
So in terms of Polaris, because I'm kind of put on the spot, I can't really communicate exactly what that rollout will look like. That's kind of more of a in their team kind of conversation. Perhaps Anthony, who is involved with that protocol, at a communal level, can comment on that next in the next ambassador's open space if he does not have the answer as well. I am aware of many of the developments of Polaris, but I can't quite comment on related to the any sort of no code integrations at this time, if that's okay.
Oh, okay, okay. That's great.
Yep, thank you. I'm sure Anthony will get back to you with that information, my friend.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for that. While Anthony was talking, I think Wilson requested for the mic. Wilson, please, can we have you?
Hey guys, I'm just hopping real quick. Yeah, first of all, yeah, I have to congratulate you guys, to being together and doing this space. This is really really important, to have this, from time to time. Are you guys planning to do this weekly? Just so I know.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, guys. So yeah, just yeah. So I've been listening to the to what you guys are talking about. So yeah, I'm not sure if you have any ambassador from Brazil, but anyway, I'm trying to to support the network from here as I can. If you guys need anything, feel free to reach out to me and whatever it is. I've been in this space for quite some time. It doesn't mean that that I know everything, of course. There is no special thing or anything, but in terms of the marketing push a little bit, community reach, especially in Brazil, I'm trying to do that. Trying to introduce more the network. There are there are a lot of L1s being released lately. Some people planning to release new L1s. So each one, everyone is trying to have their own sort of value proposition, and something to keep in mind. and I can share a little bit of my concern on the ecosystem, or what we should sort of highlight as a value, you know. So as you guys saw, right, we had the DeFi summer, which was crazy back in 2020, and then a bunch of stuff happened, and now I think I just wanna give you guys some light on this. So now we had this whole DeFi thing where tokens didn't have actual value. It was just inflationary stuff, and something that I'm trying to be more like fully aware and trying to bring to the DeFi ecosystem is real assets into DeFi, right? Because then that's where people start to see the actual value, and instead of just inflationary tokens. And as you know, of course, we use those tokens as a mechanism to attract people. It's a very powerful marketing tool. Everyone knows that. We like, as DJs, we like to see the crazy APRs and stuff, and that's why we go and move around funds. And yeah, that's, but that time it's sort of passing. Right now we're trying to to build something more, I would say, solid. To me it's great that we see the actual mechanics that we develop in DeFi. People are trying to use those mechanics into real assets, especially when you bring real estate tokens, right? So you are bringing a tokenized asset into the block, into DeFi, and now imagine when you do that, now you add mechanics that we already developed into DeFi. So those, to me, is sort of like the next step, where the actual value of things, because we have already experimented with a bunch of stuff, right? Some doesn't work, right? And most of them, of course, doesn't work. But the one that work, that's why, of course, we need to experiment. Things are gonna fail. That's okay. We just need to fail fast. That's it. But what I like about about Metis, as you guys pointed out earlier, you know, we are trying to keep the ecosystem clean, right at the beginning. We have solid project, the foundation of the ecosystem. Other projects, well known from ones, of course, they're gonna come. That's push. That gives a push for the ecosystem quite a lot. We know that. We have been to this so many times, and so I fully agree with you guys said before. Metis, is on a path. There are a bunch of stuff being developed, and I think just up to us as a community, to be together. That's the whole thing. Be together, trying to support each other, trying to support new projects. Do as much as we can, of course, and see the actual value. Because if the project is actual, we see the value there. Of course, we are trying to do as much as we can. But my whole point is, now is, you guys coming together is great. Doing this weekly, more people gonna come, more people gonna notice. I'm gonna share with my community here in Brazil. Uh, you know, uh, Brazil has a lack of, most of the population. They don't speak English, so that's a little bit of barrier there. So that's why I need to have sort of someone who speak both language and is able to to communicate the message. I have been doing that, because I'm too busy. Guys, by the way, I jump on, but I didn't introduce myself. But yes, as Ayman mentioned before, I'm in Brazil. I'm part of Meta Brands, which is a DAO focused on metaverse project and GameFi project. I also work with a company where we do smart contract development. So all those stuff that we do in DeFi. Yeah, that's the basic stuff. But yeah, guys, I said too much. Shut up already.
No, thank you. Appreciate that. And that's awesome that you're trying to, incorporate your Brazilian community into the Metis ecosystem and these open spaces. And I do think there is a need for some sort of translation into different languages for our own local and national communities. So maybe that's something we can continue to think about and work out, and even if it's having our own separate spaces, like just for community in Brazil, or community in Nigeria, community in somewhere else, like we can also maybe do that, and we all also join but center the people of those nations and communities. But yeah, I love what you're doing, and I love all the support you're giving to the ecosystem. And yeah, and it sounds like you got your hands in all of the Web3 spaces with DeFi, GameFi, Metaverse, and everything. So that's pretty cool. Glad to have you here, and glad to connect with you, and use this space to connect with others um, who are also doing lots of cool things in this, and how we can come together and build on the Metis network.
Yes, Wilson, thank you very much for joining us. We have a lot of different communities for different countries, for different languages, and I believe Mr. Yuroselev, who's lead ambassador, if you can request him, and if you can somehow will extend our agenda to the Brazilian community, we would love to have you here. And as Metis Charter, I don't know is the real name still, but as he already mentioned that anyone who would like to be part of this ambassador campaign, they all you have to do is create some good content and show us that you are actually you love to be part of this community. And let me tell you from my personal experience, I've just joined this campaign for in the last 1 month, and I've learned so much from this guy Aman. He he's a really cool guy. He actually helped me individually. He had an individual call, with almost all the ambassadors, and he guided us personally what to look for. I had almost no idea. I don't come from a DeFi background, and I don't have a technical background, but I've been an OG since 2017. But after joining, I've learned so much about Metis and about crypto as a whole. So I think we would love to have you on board as long as you would love to join us as a family. And thank you very much. I would also like to have a shout out for Mr. Aman, who actually gave the idea for us to collaborate for a space. And I would also like to thank Anthony for taking the lead on it. Prince, I've talked to Mr. Prince a lot of times, and he gave me so great ideas that I was so impressed about this guy. He doesn't talk much, but I would say that he always has some great ideas on his head. And now I would like to give it back to Mr. Anthony, and if you can take it forward, or maybe uh, we're done with it. Anthony, please take charge, sir.
Thanks, Ali. And yeah, appreciate the commendations, and yeah, and I really do feel like we Aman has helped us a lot. We wouldn't be here without the support from him and the Meets team. And I really appreciate all the activeness of both you and Prince. Been very active when I reached out to you to help, set this up. Y'all responded right away and are full of ideas, and we're ready to kick this off. So that kind of initiative and that kind of energy is something I admire, and grateful to be working with ambassadors who are ready to really just do something and build something amongst ourselves. And I see Dap, who is connecting. When you connect and are able to speak, go for it.
Anthony, I think you should try accepting his proposal from your end. It's no question from here.
It says connecting, but it's taking a while to connect. I'm not sure. Maybe okay. I think
Hello, Dab.
All right, thank you.
Great to have you on board.
Thank you very much, Prince. It's so great to be here, and I've really learned about what Metis is building. Just checked through the handles and everything. I just got to see the space, so I joined. Really good to see some of my friends and colleagues in the space. It's really fascinating to be here, and I would love to inquire if there is any position for ambassadors, or is it being closed? I would love to. I would love to
Thank
be
you very
part.
much. All right, thank you very much for that. Dab. Great to have you. I mean, I recognize you from the African DeFi community. Just like the tweet I shared. Currently, we're having the Metis Marathon community campaign going on, where we bring in general builders from the crypto DeFi ecosystem who want to be a part of the Metis ecosystem, right? Where people can actually come in, support with what you can do. You're an influencer, you're basically whatever you can do to help the ecosystem grow, influencer, content creator. And I think I see a lot of guys from the African space who are content creator on the space. I mean, this is actually an opportunity to get in. If you want to get in, just all you have to do is just create good content about Metis, educational. It's purely for educational purpose, not for pumping any coin or any stuff like that, just to educate people. Because one of the core utilities of Metis is actually onboarding Web 2 into Web 3. So this is an open call because currently myself, I'm a huge preacher of community. There's nothing you can do, especially in the crypto space, without communities. That's why the Metis Marathon community campaign was open. So whatever you can feel, you can just go through the tweet I shared just above the space there. Go through the article there, see whatever you can do. You can influence on Reddit, TikTok, Medium, whatever platform you can do, whatever you can do to encourage adoption to into the Metis ecosystem. Sure, and if your contents are good, your stuffs are good, you offer pure value, you just might be lucky to get an invite to the ambassador program. As a matter of fact, it's official. If you have good stuff, if you good stuff, you would get invited to the ambassador program. So yeah, sure.
All right, thank you very much. I would check that out.
You're welcome, Dab. And it's also open to everyone on the space too. I mean, if you want to, feel free.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thanks Prince and thanks Dap. Yeah. So as Prince explained, there is an you can produce content and really make your presence known in the Metis ecosystem. Here on Twitter, on Telegram, on Discord, and really get involved. And there's a limited Metis ambassador team who are part of like the I guess you can maybe kind of call it the core ambassador team, I guess. And then there's another open ambassador Telegram channel where others are making their presence known. And when new spaces open up for ambassadors, these are the people who will be considered to be brought into, like, I guess you can say the core team or whatever, for lack of a better term. Um, and yeah, and you'll be eligible for rewards and things like that for the ambassador work that you do. Um, yeah, and with that, we've reached 1 hour. And I don't want to keep us too long. I have other things that I have to catch up on as well. But I just want to give all my appreciation to everybody who joined and everybody who spoke. We had a lot of people on here. We have the Meets main account on here listening, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, we hope to grow this space. This will be a weekly space. So meet us here again next week at the same time. Uh, I will, follow up with Prince and Ali so we could, talk about how we want to guide next week's conversation. And yeah, I just want to thank everybody. Appreciate you. And I see Prince. Go ahead.
All right, sure. Just in closing remark to that. I don't know, like I said before, I'm a community manager, so I'm a guy who believes hugely in community. I mean, since I joined the crypto space, what has really helped me the most has been community. So I just want to put it out there to people like in the space. If you want to go long, I mean, you just have to find the community and be a part of. And Metis, being a part of the Metis community has been something I haven't had to regret one day. I mean, I've had to learn a lot in the DeFi space just by being among the Metis community. So just join the community, and I mean the Metis ecosystem is open. I mean that is basically what we're doing. We just want to onboard more people into the ecosystem. Let them know what we're building. I mean it's not for bragging sake. It's not easy to be the most efficient. Let me put it that way. Most efficient layer two on Ethereum. I mean we offer the lowest gas fees and we're built on Ethereum. I mean, that's a lot. Not to talk about the community behind that backs you. I mean, there's literally nothing you want to do. You want to build on Metis. There's the grant program to help you. You want to be part of the community. There are incentives. I mean, it's just peace to be part of the Metis ecosystem. All right. So without saying too much, I think we could call it a wrap from here. Stay Metis all.
LFG. Let's freaking go. Thanks, Prince. And thanks Ali and thanks everybody who participated. And like I said, we will continue to do this. So meet us back here next week and let's continue this conversation and let's keep building this community as Prince mentioned. So thank you everybody. See y'all next week.